Now, Russian authorities just have asked the Western embassies to leave Kiev immediately. What does it mean? Does that mean that they're going to take over Kiev? And if they take over Kiev, that means that they're going to take over the entire Ukraine. That sounds quite crazy. Or they will hard Ukraine quite hard that the Western embassy should leave immediately. I mean, it can have only two meanings. They're going to hit Kiev quite hard, or they're going to take over Kiev. We'll have to wait and see how it turns out. But it seems like in the midst of Iran war, we seem to have forgotten about this Ukraine-Russia war. So, over the last few days, so many things have happened. So the development is quite significant. Is that Ukraine struck Russian territory, and there was a dormitory hit. So many students died, and Russia did not take it easy, and so they struck back in Ukraine. And of course, there was a hypersonic missile that struck somewhere near to Kiev. That missile can carry nuclear weapon. That sounds quite crazy. So they have somehow given some sort of clue that if Ukraine goes beyond something that Russia is expecting, that Russia can actually use some strategical nuclear weapon to Ukraine, or who knows, even beyond. Because some of the analysts from Russia, they are saying some crazy things that they should attack Ukraine and some even the NATO countries. That sounds quite crazy though, with nuclear weapon. I'm not really sure what they're going to do, but it seems like that we are living in a jungle rule these days. That United States can go and capture and kidnap Venezuela's president and then take over the country. We know that this Venezuela is not now these days run by United States. I mean, Donald Trump said it out loud himself, so we don't even have to assume what is going on there. And then, of course, they're having the seas in Cuba. There is a war going on in Iran. So they have this. These are the superpowers. They can do whatever they want. And now it seems like that Russia is telling us, okay, we have waited a long game, and now it's time to take over Kiev, or we will just hit Kiev so hard that nobody can stay there, like the Western embassies that they asked them to leave. We don't know, because Western embassies, especially French authority and German authority, they said that they're not going to move. So it was a bold move from their side that they are going to stay, even if the threat comes from Russia. But we know that the few years back when this war started, Western embassies in the beginning stayed in Kiev, but then later on, most of the embassies actually left. The people left to some other places or in their own country. So what's going to happen, we don't really know, because we know that the Russians do have, they pose nuclear weapons, and they have hypersonic missiles, and they are a superpower as well. So, we live in a jungle rule, and Russian President Putin himself said it. Of course, when he said it, the context was different. He said it because the Americans Americans launched a war in Iran, but it seems like now the Russian authorities, they have had enough patience, and now they would like to either take over Ukraine, or probably they will hit Ukraine so hard that they cannot strike back. We'll have to wait and see how it emerges, but it seems world is heading towards a rule of jungle, and we are nowhere near to grow, or we are nowhere near to move forward. We are actually going back, and it is because of the superpowers. And if you analyze the geopolitics, you know that how it emerges, and we have to wait and see how this unipolar, and we call it unipolar world these days, because United States is the only power that we have. But it seems like now the Chinese and the Russians, they're also emerging or re-emerging again, and we'll have to wait and see how it emerges, and how Russia is going to react based on the attack that the Ukrainian did. I really think that the attack that the Ukrainian did, it was something that they shouldn't have done, because this dormitory is a civilian place. Why did they attack it? I don't really know. The Russians probably got crazy because of that, because so many students died, and of course there is an internal pressure in Russia as well to hit back to Ukraine. But anyway, Russians are a superpower. They do. I mean, why did they attack Ukraine without? I mean, I know that there are some reasons for that, because Ukraine wanted to be a part of NATO, and then NATO, and then of course, they wanted to join to European Union. Probably Russian didn't like it, but this is a sovereign state. What they would like to do, they let them do that. So these superpowers, they don't want to do what you want to do. They will just would impose you to do what they want you to do. So that's the way world goes. We'll have to wait and see how um, Russian authority and the Russian military attack in Ukraine. It is quite obvious now. It seems like that they're going to attack, or probably who knows that they're going to take over Ukraine, or probably Kyiv. We'll have to wait and see. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and make comments.